Hello and welcome to another video review at our channel. This time about a completely new product which didn't hit the market yet. We have a prototype here, and this is the Sightron S3 45 by 45. It's a fixed magnification model. As you probably know, the Sightron is a company, it's a Japanese company based in the US, and they are specialized in target scopes. They almost dominate the market of target rifle scopes in a range of about 1,000 euros. This is they are doing this especially with models from the S3 series. And until now they had two models with fixed magnification which were meant for bench rest shooting. They had the S2 36 by 42 BRD model, which is still in production. It's probably one of the most popular models for bench rest shooting for 50 meters and 100 meters. And they stopped producing a couple of years ago the S2 Blue Sky, Big Sky, the S2 Big Sky 36 by 42 model. And in 2018, now at SHOT Show this year, they presented this scope. I would say it's a nice upgrade of their offering, especially for bench rest users. And it's a 45 by 45, so they're going directly against the Leupold, which has very similar model. These scopes are made in Japan. This is a pre-production model, but it's really close to the final version of this scope, which will go into a serial production. I also believe it's going to be extremely popular because it's going to be priced around 1,100 euros. So basically approximately 2 times more than 36 by 42 model and about 30% less, 35% less than Leupold. It features side parallax. This is something new because their other fixed model 36 by 42 has an adjustable objective, so you set the parallax at the objective bell. The parallax works from 10 meters to infinity and also has a lot of travel, which is very good because lately we are seeing quite a lot of scopes which have very small parallax travel, and that means that it's really hard to set it correctly and it's hard to set it finely. But this scope is different, especially if we consider that it's going to be mostly used on 50 meters or 100 meters. It's nice to have a possibility to really set the parallax precisely. The scope itself is 38 centimeters long, really a lot, but still 1 centimeter shorter than the 36 by 42 model. It weighs 580 grams. I believe that's quite a lot for a scope of this type. Of course, normally it is waterproof, fog-proof, fully shock-proof. It features 30mm tube. It's made out of one piece. And what's also very interesting and not seen on modern scopes anymore, it features lockable eyepiece. So as you can see here, a lot of older scopes had this. So they had a ring on the thread where you lock the eyepiece once you set it correctly, and that meant actually that it was almost impossible to lend this scope to another user, because then it would need to unlock the eyepiece and then again to adjust the diopter setting. Majority of the modern scopes have a fast focus eyepiece. However, I like this one also because basically this scope is so specific that it's really rarely that more than one user would use it, and they really made this locking function a lot different than before, more sophisticated, nicer. So I think it's a nice addition. It features ED glass. That means you get a really perfect picture, and even though the objective lens is quite small, 45mm, and the magnification extremely high, again 45 power, still the image is quite bright because of the ED glass, and normally the resolution is really good. So all in all, not a lot of controls on this scope, but it's a very specific scope for a specific purpose. I also think it's going to be a perfect choice for 50 meters bench rest for small caliber rifles, a discipline which is very, very popular here in Europe, I believe also in the US. I also think it's a direct competitor against Leupold 45x45, against Night Force of the similar flavor, and the IOR 36x42. So they are all high quality, premium, fixed power rifle scopes made for bench rest shooting. I also think this Sightron will probably have one of the best image qualities because of the ED glass, and because they really, at Sightron, their philosophy is to offer best possible image quality to the user. They're not investing a lot of money into advertising, they don't invest a lot of effort into marketing, but they produce really high quality optics. And their manager at the moment, Yoshi Hamada, he always explains that they're trying to keep the price down by cutting all the other expenses. So no marketing, no advertising, nothing, just to keep the price low and the quality high. And this is true. When you see the optics on this scope, you start to understand what is their philosophy. The reticle is in the second focal plane. At the moment only one, it's target dot with a really small dot in the center of the crosshair. Very, very thin, very nice for really extreme precision. I hope that even though with this bench rest scopes, they are, even with their the only other model 36x42, they are not offering more than one reticle. I do hope that they will offer also just fine crosshair in this scope, not only the target dot, because I think some users would prefer the fine crosshair. The turrets are capped, the same caps like on the all other S3 line scopes. Very high, nice target turrets, extremely nice click feel, crisp, and also nice sound as expected from Sightron. And I also believe that this scope will have the same tracking, which is, they have an astonishingly good record with tracking on the all other S3 models, so I believe this one will be the same. But what is very special is the click value, 1/10 of an MOA. This is something very special. This is something that is rarely seen, and it's extremely fine. That means one click is basically less than 3 millimeters on 100 meters, 2.9 to be exact. This is something really, really special with this scope. So really nice reticle with very thin lines for extreme precision and very, very thin clicks. It features 40 MOA of elevation travel, so this is not a long-range scope. It's more meant for 50 meters and 100 meters. And as I said, great clicks, great crisp feel and sound. So if I make a short summary at the end of this video, I think this is a great upgrade for someone who is already using the 36x42 made by Sightron and thinks of, well, you know, every shooter comes to a point when he says, okay, I'd like to buy better optics. So this is a great step. It costs about 2 times more, but of course you gain a lot of quality in terms of optics, in terms of build quality, and I think it's a nice upgrade. I also think majority of precision small caliber rifles for bench rest are quite expensive, and that means that if you're buying a scope for it, it's weird to pay, let's say, 3,000, 4,000 euros for a rifle and then putting a 500 euro scope on it. So I think this one will suit much better. I also think they're going directly into competition with IOR, Night Force and Leupold with, I would say, equal or even better image quality, but at a much more affordable price point. Very, very smart. I like the image quality. It's bright, even though it's 45 magnification. And I'm sure, even though I didn't test it on a rifle, I believe that the tracking will also be nice, and the point of impact, holding the point of impact, will be tight and as it should be. where is the room for the improvement? What are the points which I think could have been done better or differently? Well, I personally would prefer still to have an parallax adjustment of the objective bell, since this construction is easier to manufacture, more reliable, and usually optically even it has some edge over the side focus. I also think that the mass could be a little bit lower. 580 grams is not much, but it is 100 grams more than 36 by 42, so if they could shave down additional 50 grams, I think it would be nice. Apart from that, I think it's one of the best choices on the market at the moment, especially with this price point around 1,100 euros. You cannot go wrong with buying this scope. I hope I covered most of the points about this scope. If I forgot anything, please use comments on this YouTube video or just send us an email. And normally, if you like the video, please subscribe.